Today we're playing a little bit of Hogwarts Legacy. I managed to locate a Merlin trial of the final type. So now you'll all have a guide on how to perform each trial. That being said, I feel like I'm gonna have to fight. Never mind.
I know what that means. Merlin trial.
I thought I was going to have to fight some Inferius, but no, I don't. Now the trick for these is you have to match each symbol with the corresponding one below. Meaning, an easy way of doing this, honestly, is to pay attention to one symbol. For example, this is upside down on top, meaning I will have to go either this side or this side and use Flipendo to rotate it. And that does it for it. See, each symbol is perfectly lined up. They're not upside down or sideways or anything, meaning that one column is done. Okay, if I go here once, and from here once, got it.
Revelio.
Now where's the... Okay, that should be the final one. What patterns do you have for me? Oh, gotcha. Here once. I can do nothing about that. Didn't happen.
That's that. Settled.
Now, I have done a lot of them in my spare time, as you probably noticed. I'm in a whole new bracket for the rewards. And that is simply because, well... I'm on the final one. Originally, when I started going after them exclusively, I was working on one of these. I think it was the 6 one. There are still 14 more to go. And if you pay attention, I have done every single one, except this one, on the map that I have unlocked so far. Yeah, I know, it's pretty darn... Sorry about that. It is a very... annoying thing to realize that I have only discovered maybe half the map. If even that. I would say roughly half, a little bit less. That being said, until I unlock every single area, I will not be able to complete the Merlin trials, the Daedalian keys, or any other things like that. For a game that rewards you for exploration, by giving you levels, and exclusively giving you levels through the challenges that half of which are from exploration, I would say that this is some very annoying stuff to deal with. As you can see, all of these done, and I'm only like 40% done. That being said, the field guide pages alone probably make up a solid 30 to maybe 35%. The exploration, oh god, don't get me started on it, because those together probably take up just under half of the experience in the game. Now, I am relatively well on my way to finish the field guide pages, but let's be perfectly honest, a lot of them are locked away behind closed doors that I cannot access yet. And it's funny because in Hogsmeade, I only need 2 more. And there are only 4 more pages in Hogsmeade. In total. In Hogwarts, I only need 9. There are probably like, I think, 15 or 16 left in Hogwarts. In Hogwarts. Ugh. I keep getting them mixed up. One has an S in the middle and one doesn't. Now, the Highlands, I have no clue how many I have left, but they're so far and few between that they're a real pain to find. That being said, I haven't even found anything in the Room of Requirement, and I can't even select it because it hasn't been unlocked yet. I'm sure that that's only going to be accessible once I completely unlock the Room of Requirement. Combat, I'm 48% done. Meaning I have... Oh, I did not even acquire that yet. I've got to defeat multiple, probably about 160 or so Dark Wizards. A lot more of everything. The trolls are going to be the real problem. They're time consuming and they're really just sponges for damage. Now, my rant aside, you can see that I don't have to worry about my gear slots nearly as much anymore. By the time I get the last upgrade, it's going to boost me to probably 40 slots, and sorry about that. One moment. Alright, I managed to get that solved. All that being said, there is one thing I need to address about the gear. Do not buy the undiscovered gear from merchants in this game. There was an unidentified cloak of a green variety that despite me trying time and time again, it would not identify. And let's be perfectly honest, I could do nothing with it. It was valued at 0 gold, and I could not use it. It did not show up in the room of requirement, or once I even tried to identify it with a bunch of others, it it literally became nothing but an icon in my inventory that took up a slot. It showed the part beneath my health and such saying, between quests is a good time to identify your new gear. Blah blah blah. It showed no stats, it showed nothing. Do not buy those. It is a glitch that, oh god, come on now. I apologize, my sinuses have apparently been draining. That being said, that was a glitch that occurs anytime you buy unidentified gear from a merchant. Do not buy them. Find them in the wild. It's the easiest way. That being said, let's move on to actually accomplishing things. We're gonna go ahead and further the main story a little bit. Okay, that should be close. I apologize for taking so long to explain all of that, but I felt it would be necessary. Because honestly, it bothered me for a while. I kept it in my inventory, and it was just taking up space. What's the point in that? I even doubt that said glitch will be patched. The game has been out for quite some time now. I believe almost a year. Or at least half a year. And a glitch like that is rather troublesome. Oh, origami cranes. Cool. I legitimately could not destroy it from my inventory. I had to go back to a vendor and sell it for 0 gold. Rather annoying. But that's enough about that. Let's progress.
I was hoping to see you.
What? Why? That's an odd stance to be saying that. You were just sitting there all smug and confident, like you would just won an argument. Why would you say that while standing in such a stance? It's just very unsettling from an old man like yourself. Alright, let's get this over with.
You're back.
Finally. Minister Spavin talks more than he listens. Ranted on and on about rogue dragons. Wouldn't listen to a word about goblins. Speaking of which...
Listen, Professor. So much happened while you were away. I received a flurry of messages from Professor Black's house elf, Scrope.
Scrope sent you messages?
Yes, I thought it was odd too. He asked me to meet him and then told me to take the toast.
Why would you want to take toast?
To a cave under the lake. That's where I found Richard Jackdaw's ghost.
Who on earth is Richard Jackdaw?
He was a student here long ago. Anyway, he told me about a secret cavern. I went there, and right next to Jackdaw's skeleton, I found the missing pages.
You found the pages?
I did. And because Jackdaw had followed the map they contained, when I found the pages, I found the location on the map. Believe it or not, it's a room below Hogwarts.
Why am I not surprised? Shall we?
I was hoping you'd say that. Oh, and we'll need to bring the book.
You should have led with that a little bit sooner, because he may have started walking beforehand. That's an exciting topic. Come on, man. Now, I believe I have discovered a location with ancient magic.
The room is
somewhere.
called the Map Chamber, by the way. And a portrait of Percival Rackham awaits us there.
Professor Rackham. I look forward to meeting him. How did this jackdaw get the pages from the book?
Evidently, Peeves stole them, and Jackdaw stole them from him.
Oh, Peeves.
Come on. Look, I know your knees need some oil, but come on. Hello? Why is there speech bubble there? That makes no sense.
To think it was beneath us all this time.
Wait, would Reparo work on a magic item? Why didn't he just attempt Reparo on the book from the start?
This looks promising.
I would say so. Ooh. Magic. I say that like nothing in this game has been magic so far. Ooh. Pretty. Very pretty. Why are you disturbing the sparkles? Leave them be.
A map. There's Hogsmeade. And over here, the Forbidden Forest. And, of course, Hogwarts. It's magnificent.
I'm going to need some clarification. Where are you going with this? Are all of them coming? I believe so.
If only you were here to see this.
I am. Now, if you're speaking about your dead wife, I'm sorry, but, she might see it. You never know. Her ghost could come here.
Hello, Professor Rackham. We've placed the book on the pedestal, as you asked. And this is my mentor, Professor Fig.
How do you do, Professor Fig? And you, my young friend, see now why you needed to return with the book?
I do. I also see why you refer to this room as the Map Chamber.
That you have come this far tells me that you possess extraordinary magical ability. The potential and power of which will unlock, should you prove yourself worthy. The location of each of 4 trials will, in time, appear on the map. Trials that will test you and give you access to invaluable knowledge.
Is this the magic places?
Trials that you must complete on your own. Do you recall the pensive memory you viewed in my vault in Gringotts?
You and your friend Charles spoke of the Portkey, and of trials you'd created for one who could see traces of ancient magic.
Precisely. Charles is another of the Keepers, a designation we gave ourselves centuries ago, in light of the knowledge that we have been bound to keep hidden. Until perhaps
Sorry about that.
now.
So, the passage from your ruins to Gringotts,
Snap,
everything
crackle,
in the
pop
vault, the
goes
restricted
me.
section, finding this room, none of these was a trial.
They were an important part of the journey, but they were not trials themselves. The fact that you have come this far, however, bodes well. The trials were designed to ensure that the power and knowledge we have kept secret for so long does not fall into the wrong hands. They will test your abilities, both innate and learned. But of equal importance, everything you witness as you complete the trials will inform what you choose to do with all that we share. You will need patience The trials have much to teach you. It will take time.
I'm afraid we don't have the luxury of time.
We have waited this long, Professor Fig. Surely a few more.
Respectfully, sir, while I do not know the secret you keep, I do know that our young friend here has seen traces. Traces of a powerful dark magic being wielded by goblin kind. And we encountered an uncommonly powerful goblin wielding such magic as we prepared to leave your vault at Gringotts. We may already be too late.
This is grave news indeed. Young friend, do you trust Professor Fig?
I do.
Then, in the light of your considerable skill and all you have already accomplished, we shall begin. You will find the location of the first trial marked on the map below you. Whilst Professor Fig may assist you in locating the trials, they may be completed only by one with our ability.
Fair enough.
Shall we have a look?
Oh.
I know that tower. It's not far. You may have
I think
seen
I've
it
already
yourself.
been there.
It looks familiar. Perhaps your young friend is more well-traveled than you might think.
As your mentor, the least I can do is go ahead to make sure it is safe. Join me as soon as you can.
You said that you know that tower. What can you tell me about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. I've passed it dozens of times. It's north of Hogsmeade. My recollection is that it seems abandoned. Clearly, however, the tower conceals more than meets the eye.
Is this the one I've already done, or is this a different one?
I'll find you at the tower as soon as I can.
Until then, be careful. And do not tell anyone where you're going.
Oh, but that's half the fun. Ooh, pretty purple. Blue, not so much my preferred color. Okay, that one right there is very pretty. Okay.
It's time you learned, Iglesias, the freezing spell.
Ooh,
It is
that's
an
fun.
efficient way to cool down a heated situation. But first, I will need you to complete a few tasks. Once you've done that, come and see me.
I think I found a treasure trove that requires that spell. But first, that right there is Hogsmeade. That's the tower. Then down here is... What is that place? It looks familiar. World map, please. Cambridge. Is it somewhere over here? No, it's all the way down. That's the valley that I go down. That's the next village down. What is that place? I have to figure this out. That could be the small castle around Queensbridge. Right here. Potentially. I haven't discovered any locations further south or west. So that may be a problem for another time. That being said, it's time to fast travel out of here towards our location requested. Oh. I believe I have already done that. It's fine if I have. It means we can get this over with quickly. I do, however, need to learn that new spell. I think we'll do this quest and then learn the new spell. Actually, I may be able to get the requirements done for that immediately. If they are something that I can do relatively easily. Preferably a combat challenge that does not require a whole bunch of nonsense. Pop balloons over Hogsmeade Station around the Quidditch pitch. Oh. I love that you're going to help guide me through some of the challenges because I've already done so many balloons. Thank you for that. Well, I believe that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you all enjoyed watching, and have a wonderful day. We'll pick this up in the next episode.